This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkin sleep in the dead of night. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. Trick or treat, till the neighbors gonna die of fright. It's our town, everybody sing. This town of Halloween. I am the one hiding under your bed. Teeth found sharp and eyes glowing red. I am the one hiding under your stairs. Fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. God likes being scared, and I wish you all were there.
Hey guys and gals, how you doing? This is the Big Dog, Benny Henderson Jr. coming at you from the BigDogPodcastShow.com. This is the Halloween edition. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on today's program. This is going to be a great one, man. We're going to have John Johnson of Sweetest Misbehavior. We'll also feature Michael LeBois from Red Tide Rising, as well as Jonny Edge from Edge of Misery. Sorry about that little bling there. Skype somehow popped up. But anyways, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to today's program, man. It is the Halloween special. That's right. We're going to talk about horror movies, a little bit of freaky deaky facts, like 158 million Americans. We participate in Halloween. $6.9 billion is spent a year on Halloween. And we purchase about 600 million pounds of candy, which is like 6 Titanic ships. And we eat probably 3.4 pounds of candy per person. So welcome to diabetes. But hey, let's go ahead and talk about sweetness. Let's go ahead and play some music from Sweetest Misbehavior, man. This is a really kick-ass track. It's entitled Black Velvet from Sweetest Misbehavior.
Got your luck,
Hey, this is the Big Dog, Benny Henderson Jr., again with the Big Dog Podcast Show. Check us out at thebigdogpodcastshow.com. And right now we're on the line with John Johnson. He is a guitar player of I almost said East Texas, but shit, it's West Texas. Odessa, the Permian Basin. Nothing but damn rattlesnakes and freaking sand out there. And, well, I guess not much of oil field now, but he's in the band Sweetest Misbehavior, man. This metal band was founded in 2009, and got to check him out, man. I guess Facebook page. But hell, let's bring him on, man. It's John Johnson. What's up, my brother?
Oh, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
Somebody's in a good mood. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Trick or treat, baby. Hey, man, what are you going to go dressed as?
It's in October. What am I? Say that again?
Are you going that trick or treating as what, a guitar player or like a drummer? Go as a drummer, right?
There's a big show going on in Big Spring, and let's see, about a week and a half. I'm actually debating because there's a lot of zombie stuff going on TV right now, and I'm a huge horror fan. Like I love zombies. Like, and it's Walking Dead. Today, Walking Dead's actually coming on. So I'm pretty
yeah, that's what. Yeah, by the time this interview comes out for everybody, we're actually doing it the week before Halloween. But I'm wondering who got the bat to the head. I'm thinking it's it'd be so cool if it was Carl.
Carl, that'd be so crucial to the show, though. And like my biggest opinion, it's got to be Glenn. It's got to be Glenn. If you think about it, all the commercial and all the advertisement is pointing to everybody but Glenn. Almost like they're trying to take the attention away from him.
Yeah.
It's got to be Glenn.
What's so bad? By the time this airs, everybody like, you dumbasses, it's already been 2 episodes and it was so and so. But anyways, that's John's prediction is Glenn, which I'll be drunk when it comes on. I won't even remember it till the next day. But man, for all the listeners out there, man, kind of talk a little bit about the band Sweetest Misbehavior. Kind of give them a little bit of inkling who you guys are.
All right. Well, Sweetest Misbehavior is kind of we're more of like a mystery box. Because every time someone hears our name or someone talks to us about who we are or what we play, we get a lot of punk influence. People think that we're a punk band before they listen to us. And then they totally get blown away with something that they had no idea what it was. Because a lot of the songs themselves are very different from each other. They all have different textures and speeds and tastes. So nothing really ever sounds the same. You can differentiate the songs from each other. A lot of the lyrics are based more religious, political. I guess if we're trying to be kind of basic, but a lot of lyrics do more of personal experiences that we've all had in our lives before.
Well,
I guess as far as the writing goes, I mean, we all just kind of write together for the most part.
Well, and that's good because you just said that when people hear your music, I guess every time you're a mystery box, every time they hear you, it's something new, and that's a good thing because it's like you're not pigeonholed into one genre, like one sound, one genre. It's like, I guess like.
Acted it that way too. It was cool is after the shows we play, we get a lot of people that come up to me and everybody always relates to something different, to a different song, and we usually play a 10-song set, and about 6 or 7 of the songs, they come up to me and they're like, I like that one. Like, I like that one a lot. The melody or the way, what it's about, or the way, the writing style of it. So there's like 6 particular songs that people just come up and they're like, dude, that's sick. And it's cool because they're always different. So.
No, now is the metal scene. I remember back. See, I was way before you, bro. I was in OHS back in 1992. In 92. So, Chad Breelove, bless his soul, he's gone now, but he had a band, I think it was Audio Secrecy back then, did a lot of metal. And what was that, Sunrise? What's that little record label? Not label.
Oh, Endless Horizons.
Endless Horizons, yeah. And I used to love going to that place, man. But
it's run by my good friend, Sam Logan. Check them out. They always sell tickets up there. They're always selling tickets for the big shows that come through town, which are usually at Club Patron or the Hacienda. So
yeah, that's great.
But
Yeah, just the music scene was like kind of different than now. But is it still pretty strong now than what it was back in the day?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's cool because a lot of the bands are more united with each other. As far as a lot of the older cats that are out here, they always talk about how it used to be. And the problem now is there's not really a home for the bands to play. Usually when we get a show together, it's all of the bands working together to get a show instead of just one person trying to make it happen. So we're a lot more united than we were about 2 years ago. Everyone's really good friends too. Everyone gets along really well. I usually go hang out with like the bass player of Animus or the guitar players of Crafting the Conspiracy. We'll just go chill and hang out. So there's a lot more united now.
Yeah, and back then, yeah, Endless Horizon, like I said, we used to go buy vinyls. I mean, you know, I'm talking about this is before. Now vinyls are like being cool, but this is like when they just had vinyls and cassettes. And I used to love that place, man, just going in there. But now you was talking about the sound, you know, the people, you know, your sound being kind of diverse and in every aspect, you know, this song this way. Now, as far as the sound, I guess I'm going back to the sound again. How would you describe the sound? Like, if you could take 3 bands and say, all right, this is what we probably sound like. You know, I ain't trying to, you know, size you up with anybody, but what 3 bands?
Not at all.
Yeah, what 3 bands would you take and say, hey, if you like this band, this band, this band, then you're going to love Sweetest Misbehavior?
Oh, man, that's you put me on the spot there, sir.
Sir, all right, this interview's over. I ain't fucking up. No, I'm just kidding.
No, because usually when people ask us, we try to keep away from one type of band that we sound like. It seems like it always kind of it doesn't turn people off, but they automatically think, oh, you sound like that, so I don't really want to listen to that. So, but I guess as far as your question goes, I guess if
I did put you on the spot.
I guess if Chris Adler and Randy Rhoads and who's a good vocalist nowadays? Chris Adler, Randy Rhoads, Jim Carrey, and Mitch Lucker all came together and had a baby, it would be Sweetest Misbehavior.
That's perfect. That's perfect, man. Randy Rhoads, hell yeah. I still have the actual Randy Rhoads tribute poster of Ozzy, you know, holding him up, and it's the actual poster from like 30-something years ago. So I feel old. I feel old.
I got a poster up here killing right now. It looks like, as far as the hand gestures and where his placement's at, it looks like he's playing the solo to Crazy Train, as far as I know. But
you know, I never paid attention to that. To be honest with you, I never paid attention to that. But that's you know, guitar, a really good strong guitar player, always looking like, hey, that's what he's playing. So, now, what are your two strongest influences in music that made you decide to, hey, I'm going to pick this guitar up and play?
Let's see. I can definitely tell you it's not Lil Wayne. But,
that's a good deal, man.
Back when I first started, I was probably 10 or 11 years old. I listened to a lot of country music. I was raised around a lot of like Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and stuff like that. But
Good music, man.
Yeah, I turned 11 or 12 and I got turned on to Pantera, really, really hardcore. And that usually seems like that's everybody's roots. But after about 4 or 5 years of just idolizing Dimebag, I had a Dimebag guitar. I wanted to go in a different route. So the first guy was definitely Dimebag. But I had to grow into my own. I wanted to be my own guitar player instead of always just trying to be that one person. But I really do like Brendan Small he's the creator of Metalocalypse. He makes the cartoon show and he writes all the music for it. I really dig him. And probably Mark Morton and Lamb of God. So those are probably my top 2 as far as now. But Dimebag was definitely it for me.
And Dimebag was a lot, and it's funny because, you know, like, them guys been around. Well, they ain't really, you know, they ain't played a show in what 16 years. I think 2000 was their last show, if I'm correct. Vinnie Paul said, and you were what, 3 years old, and it's good. See, that's the deal about music. So you just mentioned like Lil Wayne, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Rap is crap, man. And because you listen to like this bullshit that they have, sorry for my language, but they're like, that song's old. I'm like, the song come out 2 months ago. But you have a band that hasn't played since 2000, and Pantera, Dimebag's gone, Phil's doing his deal, Rex doing his, everybody's doing something different, but their music still is strong, man. I mean, that Cowboys from Hell album is like freaking classic, and that's the great thing about metal. That's great music, man. And Waylon Jennings, man, like you just said, man, great, been dead, years now, and his music is still, I mean, Waylon Jennings was a man. Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, I mean, Willie Nelson can't sing for crap, in my opinion, but, man, his guitar playing, that picking is something else. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, my 6-year-old, I have a 6-year-old cousin. He's really into Pantera. He doesn't even know what it is. He just likes to jam to it.
Well, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But we're speaking with John Johnson. He's a guitar player of Sweetest Misbehavior. Is it you guys have a website or just a Facebook page, I guess?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Sweetest Misbehavior is on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. And we're actually about to make a Snapchat because that seems to be a pretty big deal right now. Snapchat's trendy and that's the thing. So people pay a lot of attention to that, but we're about to make one of those.
So y'all have a record, working on a record or demo? I know you got some music out. What about that?
We actually have a 4-song demo called Homegrown Goodness, and you can actually pick that up you can order that through us through Facebook, or you come to one of the shows. We usually sell them for about $5. And usually, if you buy a T-shirt, we have T-shirts as well. You buy a T-shirt, you actually just get the demo for free. That is
great, man. That is so cool. That is really cool. Now, hey, we're doing this Halloween special here for Big Dog Podcast Show. You said you're a zombie fan.
Zombies are sick.
Yeah. What about what's your top 5? If you put you on the spot, your top 5 favorite horror flicks, man, of all time.
Oh man, you got me all started. I'm all riled up now. It's a foreign film, and it's actually pretty popular. It's called The Babadook, and it's so freaking sick. It's like a metaphorical movie for losing your mind to a lost loved one. So someone dies, and you're just like going crazy. But in the movie, it's portrayed as this really scary monster. It's like it's a mind fuck kind of movie. Pardon my language, but yeah. No,
yeah, we're all grown ups here. Yeah, it's called The Babadook, correct? The Babadook you're talking about?
Babadook, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's really
I definitely recommend it. I really like the Halloween movies with Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the job that Rob Zombie did on the remakes because they portrayed Michael Myers so much bigger and kind of more of a force of nature.
Yeah, all right. Let's jump into some more music, man. This is Red Tide Rising. The song is You're Nothing But Shit.
Silent Hill. I like the
It's off their latest EP,
I watched the
Voices.
first one when I was 9 or 10 years old. Oh, man. Gave me nightmares for like a month, man. That's awesome. It's so awesome. I like the new ones, too, but that first one did it for me just because that's just how young I was. As far as zombie movies go, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And when you originally asked me about my horror movies, I had to pick at least one zombie movie, and it was really hard because there's so many good ones. But 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later they're in my top 5 for sure. And a couple years ago, I came across a movie called VHS on Netflix, and it was weird, man. It was morbid. It was probably the most morbid film I've ever seen. And they made 3 of them, too. And I actually watched all of them. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're really random and just kind of, there's not really a plot to them. It's just like a lot of random footage and horror, so.
Yeah,
those are definitely top 5.
Yeah, no. See, I like those zombie movies. I go back to like Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead. Back in the 80s, and the older movies. But I'll tell you what.
Dawn of the Dead was made in the 80s?
Well, yeah, I believe Dawn of the Dead, late 70s, I think, early.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm talking about not the. There's a remake. There's a remake as well. See, I'm going.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, that's a remake. Yeah, I'm talking about the original, and the zombies are a lot slower than what they are.
Oh yeah, they sprint now. dude.
Yeah, I know they run and all that shit, you know. And back then you get away from them. Now you're just, I'm screwed. I'm a fat guy. I'm like, fuck. They look at me like a twink. They look at me like a Twinkie. You know what I'm saying? But
You gotta be good on your cardio, man.
yeah, well, you know, hey, Zombieland. Why you just pick the right spots? But you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you what. And you may disagree, but I think one of the it's not horror, but one of the freakiest movies that kind of freaked everybody out, man, was the movie Jaws. And
Jaws?
yeah, but you think about it when the time it come out in the 70s about a shark and who was terrorizing this one, you know, Martha's Vineyard, I guess, the area, and there's like really real sharks, man. But to me, that's like one of my favorite, you know, and it's not considered a horror flick, but and the deal is it didn't show the shark that many times, but it's just the thought, it was showing it from the perspective of the shark going through the water, and you're thinking, man, that's really freaky, you know, because just the thought of that. Then I think they have like now the Sharkenstein or some shit like that. They just
Man, there's a movie called Sharknado.
oh yeah, yeah,
Funniest, coolest movie I've ever seen.
yeah. I know. I've seen it before. I've just like golly, but yeah, I kind of go like old school. Like, have you seen like Children of the Corn? That was a really good one.
That one was freaky.
You got to check him out because I actually interviewed Malachi, which is actually his name is Courtney Gaines. Really, really cool guy, and I was trying to get him on this program, but you know, after an interview or two, they don't want to talk to him no more because I suck at doing interviews. But yeah,
Nah, you're doing fantastic.
yeah, but man, we appreciate you coming on the program, sharing a little bit about yourself, about the band. The band is I can't even talk. I almost said Swedish. The Sweetest Misbehavior. They're out of Odessa, Texas, man. And this is John Johnson, guitar player. We thank you for coming on, brother.
For sure, man. Thanks.
The bridge is burned, I'm not concerned. I never saw the point of you. In the end, we've all gone mad. The story ends.
man, with that's why I don't do shows sober, because when I do them drunk, I'm like usually so much better. But now we're on the line with Mike LeBois. He is the LeBois. He is the bass player for Red Tide Rising. Of course, their latest album, I still say album, is entitled Voices. Tremendous album, man. Or I say album. I'm just like old, but really, really great songs on there. You're Nothing But Shit is like my favorite one, and my wife and I was like going to make love the other night and have relations, and like she's like, I want to put this song on for you. It kind of reminds me of your love making, and it was that song. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, ouch. Yeah, I'm like, I was like, what the fuck, man? How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just enjoying a little R&R this week. Getting ready for a show on Friday night on 28th, and getting ready to release a new single for everybody out there, which will be nice. I think by the time this airs, it'll already be out, but it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I'm excited because, like I said, the new I Still Say album is really great. Man, your thoughts on the perception that y'all's new music has received from the fans and media?
It's been amazing, actually. We've been getting a lot of really good positive public, perception from it. Fans have loved it. We've toured it a little bit here and there, and pretty much everywhere we've been, people really attached to one song or another. It's pretty, it's pretty intense, and it's got a big message behind it, so that helps a lot. I think that's why people connect with it so well. And then, again, everybody connects to a different song on a different level. For you, it sounds like You're Nothing But Shit is a little bit personal, but but the whole album as a unit is really good, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, and excuse me. Yeah, I know the band itself, has been around for a few years, and just a bunch of great group of guys. You guys really have a lot of great guys, and the trouble is to being the Broncos fan. That's the only problem between us. But other than that, I enjoy. I remember and like I was telling you earlier, Andrew was working for Drown and Pool, and I caught up with him. We were bullshitting, and I didn't realize it was him. I just kept looking at that fucking cap he had on Denver Broncos. I'm like, dude, you're in Texas. But Matthew, his brother, the singer, man, that's like a little guy with a big voice. I mean, he's just tremendous voice.
Yeah, Matt's actually a big reason why I joined. His vocals are just getting better too. Every album, every time we practice, every show, his growth has been absolutely unbelievable. And with Voices, I think he hit a whole new level, and that's something that I was completely blown away by. These songs, for him specifically, were a massive growth in talent and skill, and I'm super proud of everything he's put out. He's been absolutely amazing.
What has been the hardest? I got to ask this. What has been the hardest aspect of being a musician? Because when people, I'm gonna put this out there. When people see a musician, they say, "Oh, they got videos. Oh, they're on stage. Oh, they're playing music. Oh, these guys are millionaires and they're living in these big mansions." And no, it's true for Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, Metallica, but they don't see the hard aspect that comes with the hard work and determination, because it's not an easy. Watch the AC/DC song. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. I mean,
right.
What's been the hardest aspect for you guys?
For us, it's feeling like we're doing enough to get by and finding out that we're still one step behind. We worked really, really hard. We spend a lot of money to make not a lot of money. We push ourselves every day to try and put out the best product we can, and it's all about hope, really. I mean, we hope and pray that things work out for us, but this industry as a whole is pretty broken, and it's not for the little guys anymore, and it's not even about what you do. I mean, we may be one of the best bands in the world right now, but nobody knows who we are because, we have names behind us, but they're not big enough, or they don't push hard enough, or we don't push hard enough, and we try everything we can. It's tough for a small band like ours because we feel like we're getting to that precipice, but we can't find a way to get past that next point. And it's just the way the industry is. They don't present the money like they used to in the Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses era. They don't, there isn't as much support for up-and-coming artists as there used to be. It's more of we have to find a way to independently do all of this ourselves with the hope that someone will eventually put something behind us and push us forward. The problem with that being is that's not always the case, and you have to find ways to, keep pushing yourself and keep doing what you love. And, you can do this for love and admiration as much as you want, but if you want to make a career out of it, you have to find a way. That's where the problem lies. The industry itself doesn't really allow that for smaller bands very often.
Yeah.
And that, I think, that is actually a big part of the message we put out in Voices, is that we want to change the perception, find a way to make a difference, use our voice and our ability to push that out there to show people that we're not just going to sit back and let this happen to us. We want people to stand up and talk about these things and show that it's not like it needs to be changed.
It's kind of like me doing amateur porn. There's no room for the little guys, literally. And I'm a big guy, but I'm not. My resume is really actually, I'm not. To all the listeners out there, Red Tide Rising fans out there, I do apologize for taking this to like a different level of I just pulled a Donald Trump. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to get nasty.
All right,
but Halloween, man, this is if you were, let's say, I don't know if you still dress up. It's cool if you do at 29 years old. But if you were, what would be your costume? If you were like, kid, who would you dress as today?
Man, that's a tough one. For me personally, my go-to, if I run out of time, if I don't come up with something good, which normally is the case, I'd go with the traditional vampire, man. I'm a down-home vampire fan, long time, like not the twinkly, sparkly, weird ones, or the
Thank you.
Teenage awkward ones. You're welcome. Or the teenage awkward ones, like the traditional stories like Dracula, Nosferatu, taking it back to what it originally was. But if I were to get creative, I don't know, man. That's tough. We did my job last year. We did a Bob's Burgers theme, and I went as Gene. That was kind of awkward.
I'm dressing up as a fat guy with diabetes.
You could get a Wilford Brimley going on. That'd be good, man.
Yeah, no shit. No. Yeah, I know. As a kid, we were like poor. And I mean, like really, literally poor. And I'm not just saying that. I'm being like honest. We were like poor. And I mean, I still am. As a grown up, I'm still poor. But I'm like we dressed up. I dressed up as an Indian, and I'm not trying to like be rude to anybody. Like politically incorrect. But I was an Indian, and I remember my mom. My suit was back in the day. We didn't have paper or plastic. It was just paper. When you went to the grocery store, it was just paper.
Right.
And she took a paper sack, and I remember cut holes on the end, and I wore that for like a vest, and she painted like, little feathers and shit, and she cut another one. I had it around my head, and I still got the pictures. And my sister was a ghost. And what was so bad, we still had to use the sheet afterwards, with 2 holes in it for eyes. So.
Right. We used to, when I was little, we didn't have a whole lot either, and we actually used to make our costumes.
Yeah.
I would always beg to get a store-bought costume, but like we would get paint from like the store, and I would be like a half-dead, half-alive baseball player because I had baseball uniforms. and I'm from Colorado, so we would always have to plan our costumes to incorporate a parka. So I was often a pumpkin because you could jam a pumpkin inside of a jacket inside of a pumpkin casing.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I remember I dressed up as a hobo one time. I was in middle school, and all the kids were like, oh, where'd you get those clothes? You know, they thought maybe they're Goodwill. I'm like, no, in my dad's closet. But, yeah. Speaking of Halloween, man, to honest, I don't know about you, but this is like one of my favorite time of year. I mean, it is. The weather's changing. It's usually not as it's not. You know, here in Texas, it's a lot different weather than what you got in Colorado. But it's not as hot. It's cool. I love it. But the main thing is the candy, of course. But the scary movies, man. To me, the horror movies. You know, they play all these. You know, they'll just all these horror flicks throughout the week. The 13 days of Halloween and and I really love scary movies. You know, I don't, you know, and you know, we were talking, and I kind of want to know if your top 5, if you have them, the top 5 scary movies that your go-to movies that you think that everybody should watch. So that's your favorite.
Okay. So I'm more. I split between old school and new school. So I'm pretty balanced. I'm a huge horror movie fan. You actually got the right member of Red Tide for this one because the rest of the guys kind of are not huge horror movie fans. I try to get them to watch them, but they're not whips. It's not their game, you know. So for me, my all-time favorite is actually sort of a relatively new one. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Is a movie called Maniac with Elijah Wood. It's from about 2012, and it's all in first person. So you sit there and you're in the perspective of the bad guy, the serial killer in the story, and you feel his like anxiety and stress throughout the entire thing. You essentially watch him do what he does to terrorize people, and it got me the first time I saw it. I don't think I sat down the entire time I watched it. I actually had to like pace around the room. I was so uncomfortable.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then I'm a huge Hellraiser fan. The entire series, even the cheesy ones from a couple years ago that they tried to revive it, were not that great. But like Hellraiser 2, some of the best cinematography, story structures, some of the most interesting developing characteristics of characters, and oh man, just the villains in general. Pinhead, unbelievable, man, unbelievable stuff. What else? The Babadook was unbelievable as well. It's another more recent one. The Exorcist, which is classic horror. Easily the first movie in my life next to it that scared me. It doesn't count because I was 3 when I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was not I snuck in the room while they were watching it. I hid under a table, and then when he turned into a spider, I screamed, and my mom found out.
You slept good that night.
Yeah, man. Pennywise, uncomfortable. And then The Ring is another one that was the Japanese and the American versions are both relatively different, but both just like after you watched it, you wanted to call a friend and be like 7 days, and then see if they freak out in 7 days or not. But yeah, another classic. I don't know if it was classified as a horror movie, but it definitely made me uncomfortable with Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins, man, genius.
Yeah, that was a great flick.
He actually got me into reading those books. The Thomas Harris novels are actually some of the best written thriller horror genre books I've ever read. If you ever get a chance to put those up, man, they're great.
It puts the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again.
Oh, man.
Buffalo Bill? What was it? Buffalo Bill?
Buffalo Bill. Actually, there's a reference to Buffalo Bill in Maniac in the 2012 version. They play Goodbye Horses during one of the scenes when he's having sex with a girl that he kills.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful.
Goodbye Horses is a song that Buffalo Bill dances to naked in front of the mirror.
Yeah. I would fuck me off. Hey,
yeah,
you know what is so funny was like, I'm not going to say the guy's name, but I have an employee who works for me, and I'm don't own a company. I dispatch, but anyways, one of my drivers, and he was going out to this location at night working, and the company man called and said, "Hey, are you going to send that driver back?" I said, "Well, I had 2 out there. What's one?" He's like, "Well, I can't think of his name," but I said, "Does he look like kind of fucking crazy, like Buffalo Bill?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that is him, man." He's like, "Dude, that dude." He was like, "Man, that dude looks freaking weird. He's kind of scary, man." I'm like, "Yeah." So I told him, I got on the radio. I said, "Hey, Buffalo Bill, you got to go back." And he didn't catch he's thinking, "Oh, he thinks I'm a gunslinger." I'm like, "No, let him."
No.
For like 3 days, every day he'd go back to work. When he'd come in, the guy would like, because he was a good hand, he just looks fucking crazy. And he'd call and say, "Hey, Beanie, man, send Buffalo Bill." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll send him." And like for 3 or 4 days, he really thought, "Yeah, I'm a gunslinger." And finally, I told him, I said, "No, man, he thinks you want to wear a skin." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, the dude from South." "Oh, mother." But, yeah, he was like, "Yeah, send that crazy looking Buffalo Bill looking dude back, man." It was so funny, man. But
That's great.
and you talk about the Maniac, the first perspective, the first person perspective. I'm kind of like an old school guy. I like The Exorcist. I like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Okay.
Children of the Corn. I love that movie. I just the first one. I mean,
Yeah, the first one was the only one that was really really held up.
Malachi. But I was trying to have Courtney Gaines, the guy who played Malachi, on the program. I interviewed him about 6 years ago. Really, really cool guy, but for some reason, I guess, once I interview somebody, it's like they don't ever want to come back. So this is probably mine and your first and last interview. Like, I ain't interviewing that dude. I ain't going to fucking talk to that dude again. I don't like that damn publicist. Benny's stupid. But I really, listen, when the dude got blown off the cross and he come back, Malachi, I was like, ah! I was like, no, fuck no. I just can't.
Right.
I can't take this shit. I'm stressed out. I'm a little kid, but the first person perspective, it was Jaws, and that movie is not really considered a horror flick, but you think about the mental impact that movie had on people. I mean,
man, 100%. People didn't want to get in the water.
Even today, man, I was crossing a bridge years ago. They're down in South Texas. I had to cross the bridge, of course. I'm like, is there a fucking shark out there? And we used to go to the lake when I was a kid. And my grandparents, they didn't live on the lake, but they lived like a few miles from the lake. And she had a big projection screen with watch movies. And they had like just hundreds of movies, VHS movies. And the night before, we'd go and stay the night with them, and they'd go early the next morning and set up camp. The night before, us kids would camp out in the living room, and they'd always want to fucking watch the movie Piranha. I'm talking about the old...
Oh.
And it's all good until the next day when you're on the tube and you get knocked off and you're in the water and they got to make a loop around in the boat to come get you. And I'm like, da-da.
You don't want to feel anything.
No, I could thinking of Piranha, thinking of Jaws, and the scariest thing after that movie. But I'm telling you what, next time if you ever go to the lake, put your face in the water and look down. You don't see nothing, and you're thinking, what's under me? Is it a big shark? Is it like a fucking school of piranhas? And it's just
right.
Yeah, but no, just the Jaws, man. Like I said, it didn't even show the shark but a few times, but it showed his perspective eating people, and it just really it makes you think because people say, "Oh, we're top of the food chain. We're humans." No bullshit. Drop somebody off in the middle of the ocean. Drop someone off in the middle of the damn jungle. Man, we're food. That's all we are is food.
Oh no, especially nowadays because we don't have any focus on survival.
No.
So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, we're looking at our iPhones and like putting on fake. Let's make a selfie and like, an alligator gets us. But
exactly.
But I love horror movies, man, and I love this time of year. And like I said, I'm going as a diabetic, fat guy, and so if I get drunk the night before my wife, I'll probably go as a beat up diabetic fat guy. So, but and
What's crazy though, if you think about it too, I don't know if you've seen any images of our stage show, but we open the show masked. All of us, all 4 of us wear a mask. I wear a hood. Andrew wears actually a Travis Johnson mask that was made for him, and we all hide ourselves. So it's almost like we are beginning of a horror film, if you think about it.
That is crazy. I haven't got to see you guys live, but I hope to check you guys out in the future. And
yeah, man, we hope to be in Texas soon, I think. So,
well, that's good. We'll dang sure get down. But we've been on the line with Matt LeBois. He is the
Michael LeBois.
I said Matt. What did I say Matt for? I'm thinking about.
Because there's two Matts in the band. It happens, man.
My
there's
gosh.
Two Matts in the band, and people have been calling me Matt my whole life. So
That is crazy. It's Michael LeBois, and he is the bass player for the band Red Tide Rising. The new album is Voices. Check them out, man, at www.redtiderising.com. And, man, we thank you coming on the program, brother.
Yeah, thanks, Benny. Thanks for having me, man. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon, man.
Now let's go ahead and let's go into some more music, man. This is the East Texas rock band. Actually, an award-winning East Texas rock band. This is Edge of Misery. The song is Beautiful Misery, a tremendous song.
Of my dreams are shattered. I feel the thread about to break, and severed by the one that mattered. I saw you were no one good, imperfect perfection personified. Now the fractures become a break. From this pain in my heart I cannot hide. Some doesn't live in damage. I do not heal, I only scar. Under these dark emotions, and forever upon my heart. The images elevate, so deep in my memory. Tell my soul apart again, my beautiful misery. Coming, I keep crawling back again, begging for your sweet rejection. It's better than silence near the end. Smoke comes from your beautiful lips. I miss breathing in as sweet poison. You shatter me, you met me. Beautiful misery, I am a time. Time doesn't live the damage. I do not heal, I only scar. Under these dark emotions, yet forever upon my heart. The images elevate, so deep in my
that was Edge of Misery. Beautiful Misery. Just a tremendous song. And right now, man, we're on the line with the one and only Jonny Edge from Edge of Misery. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, it's like you're going to have to start probably like blocking me on Facebook and your phone, because like we've done like 3-4 interviews in like since March. It's like I'm almost stalking you, man. It's like,
yeah, it's becoming a steady thing.
Yeah. And you haven't bought me dinner yet. That's the fucked up thing all about it.
Right.
But man, you guys are coming up. When another EP? You guys coming out next month?
That's right. New EP releases this coming Saturday, November the 5th. It's titled "Call of the Damned." Not only will it be available at the show in CD form, but also it'll be available digitally, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere.
Man, I'm excited about that, because the last one just totally kicks ass. Like we just played the song "Beautiful Misery," which is just a tremendous song, and but I'm really excited about that. Is it going to be just anything different with this one, or is it going to be more of the same? I mean,
how do I put this? We try to explore I guess you'd say, a different side of our sound with this one. There's definitely some more focus on some of the industrial elements that we started adding, that we've added in on some of the older songs that were on the first EP, as well as definitely some of our heavier material on this one. So it's made for a different experience altogether.
We're doing this. This is the special for Halloween, and of course, I personally love Halloween. And if anybody has any problem with Halloween, you're nuts, because it is the greatest time of year, man. The weather's starting to cool off. Football season is in full swing. Horror movie after horror movie and candy. You can't go fucking wrong, dude. You know it?
No, you can't go wrong with that at all.
I love it. I really, really do love it. Now, I've had some other guests on the program, and we were talking about horror flicks. And I kind of got their thoughts on some of their favorite horror flicks. I want to know your top 2, 3, 5, whatever, some horror flicks that are just go-to, that are your favorite ones to check out.
My top favorites. Well, I mean, I came from a generation, I grew up watching a lot more of like the stop motion stuff, a lot of Ghoulies and Critters, and loved the Puppet Master series growing up. But I gotta say that my favorite all-time series of movies is Hellraiser.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it was. From the first time I watched the first one, I was instantly hooked. And the characters, I mean, there's so much depth there. A lot of people don't even realize or bother to really look deeper into it. But there's just so much depth, and just, I don't know. I like the thought they put into it. A lot of horror movies these days, it's like, here's a monster, here's some gore. I like that deeper element. Yeah.
That is funny you say that, because I don't remember which Hellraiser it was. It was one of the first ones. The first. Remember the guy? It was hell for him. He was in hell, and I guess he liked to have sex, and they had beds, and like under the sheets there was like screwing going on, and when he'd pull the sheet back, there was nothing there.
Yeah, that was Hellraiser 2.
Yeah, but
that was a good one. That was Uncle Frank, who's the same character who was the skinless guy in the first movie.
Yeah. See, yeah, but no, you're talking about playing. That is, there's some thought into it, because it's like that would be hell for somebody. Like, what you love is right there, but you can't touch. It's like,
oh yeah,
like the old story. This old man somebody was telling me years ago. Might have been my brother. I said, "Oh man, hell, he's old now." But there was a guy who died and went to hell, and he's sitting there, and the guy's like, "All right, man, there's your bottle of whiskey, and there's your woman." And he's like, "God dang, she's fine, and that's my favorite whiskey of all time, and this is hell? This can't be bad at all." He's like, "You don't understand. There's no hole in that bottle, and there's no hole in her." So, he's like right there in your face. Yeah, Hellraiser.
It's like even the villains were, there was the sadness to it, and I like that. It's like they weren't just your typical villains. I mean, even the word Cenobite, what that is a penitent soul, someone who's basically making up for their sins. So even their appearance reflects their sins in life.
Yeah, that would. I would, if that's the case, I'd be like a walking fucking French fry. You know,
Just a walking French fry.
yeah, you know, just with some beer on the side. You know, but what is
beer
your
for blood? A walking French fry with beer for blood.
Yeah, exactly. That would be me.
Right.
What about music wise, as far as like, was there ever a song that come out like, or a band that made you think, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know. I've got a pretty broad spectrum of music that I like, so I've never heard anything that made me just like go like, what the hell is this? You know, why would they write a song like this? That kind of mindset. I have my songs I definitely like for this time of year. Like, I always love listening to, like, Every Day is Halloween by Ministry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's from early Ministry before they got anywhere near as aggressive as they are now. Yeah, their music was a lot lighter back in those days.
I go with some Alice Cooper. Just Alice Cooper, some Black Sabbath. It's like really, like Black Sabbath is like the first, really dark. But I go back like, Alice Cooper. What was that? Feed My, it was a Frankenstein and all that. You know.
Yeah, I like a lot of the like goth industrial stuff. Like some of the darker stuff from that genre. A lot of the German bands, a few of the American bands that are still really awesome. But I don't know. There's never been anything that I'd say honestly made me just kind of be like, what the fuck? It's always been. I can respect music for being artistic without it being weird. You know what I mean?
One of my favorite.
When I first started listening to black metal, it kind of had me like, okay.
Yeah, I've listened to some and like over in like Norwegian black metal, I guess, and they're like, that dude's like, I burn churches because the devil tells me to, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bands like Entombed that are just straight like satanic black metal,
Yeah.
Versus, it's like you're more commercialized like Cradle of Filth or darker, more industrial like Demon Borg Gear.
Yeah, and
which I love both those bands.
The first time I heard Cradle of Filth, I thought it was a chick. And it was, I can't remember what song it was, but it was like, real loud. I can't even hit that fucking note. And I'm like, is that a chick? Right. And then I looked and I was like, no, that's an ugly chick. But yeah, they're pretty down, man. But one of my favorite, I remember, I say favorite, one of my funny moments about kind of freaking people out was my wife and I first got together, and Marilyn Manson. And I'm not picking on Manson. I love Manson, but it was kind of funny because he was like really shocking people when he first came out. But we were sitting there one day when we were watching MTV, when MTV actually had music before pregnant girls and people who were pretending to be somebody else. And, of course, they're beautiful people. And my wife was like, what in the fuck is that? Because when he was, like, on those stilts and his head would, shake, that was freaky, man. You got to admit, it was kind of like, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, he came out trying to kind of ride in on the shock rock, thing. And, because, no one had done shock rock outside, since, like, Alice Cooper. Done it right in my mind since Alice Cooper. And so whenever Manson came out and brought bringing that kind of that techno-industrial vibe to the metal, and then with this just like hardcore, just straight shock rock presentation, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah,
it's much more of an actual entertainer and an artist, not just a musician.
Yeah, that was one of my oh shit moments, But now I've gotten over that. Now I kind of see everything for what it is, and tremendous.
Oh no, so there's far more interest. There's far more bizarre than him out there.
Oh yeah, no shit. Have you seen that band Edge of Misery? They get kind of freaky. No, no, man.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, no. Hey, that's what it's all about, man. But no, listen. I think. Thank you for coming on. And now, listen. The new EP album's coming out. The parties. Where's it going to be? At Clicks, correct?
Right. Next Saturday night at Clicks Live in Tyler, Texas.
All right, man. Well, we thank you for coming on the program, brother. Happy Halloween. And what you going dressed as?
What am I going to dress as?
Yeah.
I thought about wearing like a polo shirt and some khakis.
That's what I was
dress
thinking.
Because I mean, the way I dress, people spend all year telling me why am I dressed up for Halloween. So I figure I'd just dress like they do the rest of the year on Halloween. That seems to make more sense to me.
I'm going as a fat, drunk guy with diabetes.
Hey, there you go. But listen, say happy Halloween to you, and also blessed Samhain, and that's it.
All right, brother, man, you be good, man.
All right, take care.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in today's program, the Halloween special. I want to thank John Johnson, Michael LeBois, as well as Jonny Edge. And remember, man, be safe out there, kiddos. There's some crazy people out there. Make sure that don't go dressed as a fucking clown. I'm going to tell you that right now. But thanks for tuning in, man, and be sure to check out the BigDogPodcastShow.com. Until then, God bless, be safe, be good, and remember, keep your metal loud and your rock hard. I'm the Big Dog, and I'm out.